Podcast. I'm your host, Christina Marlette. On the show, we talk about self-care that goes beyond what we normally think of as self-care, such as bubble baths, chocolate, and wine. Nothing wrong with having a glass of wine, eating some chocolate, taking a bubble bath, and at the same time, these kinds of self-care are temporary fixes. What I'm interested in is lasting transformation so that we don't have to keep on going back to the same thing and learning the same lesson over and over. I love when we go deep inside, figure out what is holding us back and blocking us, what is making us unhappy, and then making a shift so that we can move forward and experience even more bliss and joy and contentment and fulfillment in our lives. That's the kind of self-care I'm talking about. Today I am sharing with you about the self-care foundation, the Courageous Self-Care Foundation number 9, which is taking embodied action. What does that mean? Well, I did a podcast a few weeks ago about how to take embodied action. So if you want a deep explanation, you can go to that. For today, what I want to convey to you is that if you want more of something in your life, a secret way to do that not a lot of people talk about is to put it into your body first. So what does that mean? Well, you may or may not have heard that our thoughts are magnetic. So when we have one kind of thought, more of those kinds of thoughts are drawn to it. You can probably remember a time when you were worried about something or you were feeling down on yourself about something. More and more of those thoughts start to come into your head because they are magnetic. Thoughts have a frequency, they have a vibration. Thoughts are actually things. We can't see them, but they are made up of light, in truth. We just can't see them. We don't have the visual ability to see them, but they are definitely things. They can be measured, and their magnetism and their vibration can be measured. So that's the first thing that's important to know about this. Secondly, our bodies are also magnetic. We are putting off, our bodies, every cell in our body has a vibration. We are putting out what is the combination of all of our beliefs, our past experiences, our thoughts, our emotions. All of those create our own unique frequency. And that frequency, we can't hear it, but it is always emanating from us. The cool thing about that is that we magnetize to what we are putting out. So if we're constantly putting out worry, we are going to receive more circumstances and experiences to cause us to worry. That's how the law of attraction works. If you are putting out lots of vibrations and emotions about gratitude, you are going to get more experiences and circumstances in your life that bring gratitude to you, that make you feel grateful. So we want to choose our thoughts very carefully. We can actually train our minds to think less negative thoughts and more positive thoughts. I did a whole section on that a few months back. What I want to talk about today is getting the body involved. So I'm a certified embodiment coach. And why you would want to use the services of an embodiment coach is because we are not just heads. Lots of coaching and psychology and medical approaches, they use just our heads. And we have to work so hard to shift things. What we are actually is a whole body. Surprise! This might not be brand new information to you, but it's valid because we tend to try to do most of the work in our heads, and that's how our education system is set up. That's how our society is set up. We value what we can accomplish with our minds. However, we are so much more than just a head. Every cell in our body can get on board and support us in creating the life that we want. An embodiment coach can help you learn how to simultaneously be present in your mind, your body, your spirit, and your emotions. And this is truly, when we are embodied, that is when we feel most alive. We feel in alignment. We feel most present. I want to give you an experience like that today. So if our bodies can give off or are giving off these vibrations, and we know that they are going to bring more of those experiences to us, there's a secret in there. If we want more of something in our lives, when we put it in our bodies first, when we access it through our bodies initially, then our whole cellular system, our whole makeup is going to have this cellular memory of what it feels like to be in that energy. And we're automatically going to draw more of that into our lives. So I would love to give you, since this is the month on taking embodied action, it's great to hear about this and to think about it. But if you never do anything about it, you are not going to benefit. You must use some part of your body, and in this case, we're going to use our whole bodies, to benefit from this information. So if you're in your car, you can still do this. If you are on your own, you can do the following exercise. If you're in a group of people, like you're sitting at the library or commuting somewhere, you might want to wait till later. If you want to do the embodied exercise amongst people, wow, kudos to you. If you want to wait until you're alone, that's totally fine. Just make sure you do come back and do it. So what I'm going to do is put on a piece of music. And before I do that, I want you to choose something in your life that you want more of. Do you want more abundance? Maybe you are thinking, I would love more money, or I would love more income, or I would love more of something. Anything you want more of, that is getting into the energy of abundance. Usually we live in the energy of lack. I am not enough. I don't have enough of this. When we get into the energy of abundance, we are moving out of the energy of lack, and then we create more opportunity for abundance to find us and come to us. So if you want more abundance in your life, that is a great intention to set. Or maybe you want more happiness in your life. Isn't your body a great place to put that first? Yes, I'm telling you, it is. This is a little known secret. We're going to magnetize our body to what we want more of. So first thing you need to do is set an intention. What is it, like if you close your eyes and maybe put your hand on your heart, what is it that you would love more of in your life? Maybe it's more peace. Maybe it's more friends. Maybe it's more joy. Maybe it's more connection. What intention are you going to set? What would you like more of? I'll give you a moment to do that. Okay, now what we're going to do is bring that into our bodies. So whatever your intention is, when you listen to this song, I want you to invite your body to move however it wants to move. This is a gift that you give yourself. It's so rare that we ask our bodies how they actually want to move. Usually we treat them like machines and we say, do this, and you get to eat this, and you have to move this way. It's very nourishing to move with freedom. And that's why I was encouraging you to potentially wait until later if you're concerned about anyone who is going to think about how you're moving. It's great to give yourself the gift of just letting that go and being in your own private space to be able to do that. And you can do it in your car, but it's not as rich as if you just wait until you're in your living room and do this exercise there. And if you are already there, fantastic. Join me now. So what you're going to do is, with that intention, so say to yourself, my intention is to have more blank in my life, and now I'm going to move to feel more of that right now, in this moment, in the present. So here comes the music. I invite you to move with freedom. It's not very long, just a couple of minutes, and then we will come back together afterwards. just did the embodied exercise, the embodiment exercise of setting the intention and bringing more of what I want into my life, because I don't want to ask you to do something I wouldn't do. And what's great about this exercise is that for me, it brought a smile to my face. Now, your body probably did a whole bunch of different things that actually have deep meaning. Your body is, if we were working together, if you were my client and we did an embodiment exercise, or sometimes what I call a dancing discovery, we would unpack what just happened for you because your body was just speaking to you. It has so much rich information, and generally we're not taught how to decipher the messages. So this exercise has two potential different levels. You can take what you just got, the new magnetism and the great feeling that you got from moving, and know that you are now magnetized. And if you do this exercise on a regular basis, you will notice miracles in your life. The other part is that there was, like I just said, there was a whole bunch of information that your body was gifting to you, and that's part of what an embodiment coach does, is helps you understand what's going on at a deeper level. So I hope that was enjoyable for you. I hope it was useful for you. If you didn't have a chance to do the movement now, make sure you come back and do that, or choose your favorite song and do it later. It's so valuable. It's just absolutely magical what we can do when we get our bodies involved. Now, I would love to invite you, if this was useful for you, you can like this episode, you can share it with a friend, you can leave a comment. If you've got a question, please ask it, and become a follower on whatever platform you're listening to. This podcast airs on iTunes, on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and it's on my website. It's on Spreaker.com. So there are a multitude of ways you can access it. I'm glad that you took the time to do that today. And I want to leave you with, before the last thought, I want to offer you a resource. I created the Courageous Self-Care Style Quiz, or the Self-Care Style Quiz. And what this quiz gives you is insight into how you are interacting with self-care, and if there is room for improvement. Embedded within the quiz are also many clues on what courageous self-care actually is and the different foundations. So I invite you to take that quiz. You can go to selfcarequiz.com and take that. The link is in the description to this episode if you want an easy click. And the last thought I will leave you with is, it's so valuable and so important in how the humanity's consciousness is shifting to be able to prioritize your own well-being. Gone are the days with the old paradigm that we need to do and do and do for others and never give to ourselves. That is no longer the model we want to use. It's so important to be able to fill yourself up first so that you can give from a place of love and joy and fulfillment. And people feel that. They will be able to receive when you give in such a different way than if you're running on empty and you're giving with resentment and bitterness and anger and frustration. People feel that. And we are designed to give to others. We love to help and to support. And we want to make sure, it's our responsibility to make sure that we're doing that from a place of fullness and love. Thank you so much for listening today. I'm very grateful that you are putting into action what you are learning here by listening to this podcast. Please do join us again. Right now, this podcast airs 3 times a week, and I look forward to connecting with you again next time. Bye-bye for now.